కొంచెం బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్. Very good evening, my dear colleagues and my dear friends, and Dr. Sarasija Padmanabhan ma'am. I have immense pleasure to invite everyone for this national webinar. Respected principal, respected heads of various departments, respected Dr. Meenakshi Sundaram, head of the department chemistry, respected Dr. G. Ramesh, Department of Mathematics Associate Professor, and respected Dr.R.S.Sundararajan, who is IQAC Coordinator as well as the Head of the Department of Physics, and respected colleagues and students and research scholars from our college, and participants from various education institutions in India and across the world. I have immense pleasure in welcoming you all. Central Library and the Internal Quality Assurance Cell jointly organized the one-day national webinar on intellectual property rights and innovation today. And today our resource person is Dr. Sarasija Padmanabhan, who is DL Tutor in the World Intellectual Property Organization Academy. Thank you, ma'am, for having accepted our invitation. We are very happy to have you in this evening session of our college. Now I request Dr. R.S.Sundararajan, IQAC Coordinator, Head of the Department of Physics, to officially welcome the gathering. R.S. sir.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Are you able to hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. Yes, we can hear you. தம்பி லைவ் ஸ்ட்ரீம் போகுதான்னு பாருண்டா. போகுதான்னு பாருங்க. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Dr. R.S. sir. Because talking in IPR is the need of the hour. That is what IQAC wholeheartedly accepted this webinar invitation. I thank Dr. R.S. sir, R.S.Sundararajan sir, for this wonderful opportunity provided to the Central Library. Now I would like to call upon Professor Meenakshi Sundaram, Head of the Department, Chemistry, to give away the presidential address, because actually our principal, Dr. K.Duraiarasan, wanted to be in this webinar, but unfortunately, due to other reasons, he is unable to attend the program at this moment. He conveyed his best wishes for this webinar, and he conveyed his best wishes to the resource person as well, because he has been the backbone for the development of our college. And I request Professor Meenakshi Sundaram to give away the presidential address. Sir. Sir, can you hear me, sir? Sir? Sir. Yeah, sir. Please, sir, please. Sir, please go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Thank you, sir.
One-day national webinar on intellectual property rights and innovation. Our college principal, respected principal, controller of examination, IQAC coordinator, deputy program coordinator, standing HODs, all other HODs of our college, faculty members of college, students of our college. Very good evening. I welcome the resource person, Dr. Sarasija Padmanabhan, who working as a tutor in WIPO Academy, Bangalore. I extend our sincere thanks to her for having accepted our invitation for this one-day national webinar on IPR and innovation. Discussing about IPR is need of the work of our college in stepping into the third cycle of accreditation. It's our duty to talk about IPR to our faculty members and particularly to students, those who are going to get job in IPR market and develop by the day they develop our institution and our country. So this opportunity will be big opportunity for our faculty members and students. Our purpose, knowing about IPR, what are the courses of our institution for the development of our students. We can use this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. Ramesh sir, Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics, to give away the felicitation address, who is also the backbone of our college. He has made our college proud in many things, and he has done great things to our college. Sir, Ramesh sir, can you hear me? Could you please give away the felicitation address? Ramesh sir? Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir. கேக்குதுங்க சார், கேக்குது, நீங்க பேசலாம். கேக்குதுங்க சார், ரமேஷ் சார் பேசுறது கேக்குது.
And the coordinator of this webinar, Dr.R.Sankaralingam, and the special guest of this webinar, Sarasija Padmanabhan. It is the need of the hour. Know what is intellectual property right, and it is the time to say to the colleges. Mostly, only university teachers are aware of this intellectual property right. Though in our college, one Mr. Patavi from Dept Mathematics have got IPR for family law, and myself applied and will get it soon, and for the artificial protein sequences by using mathematics. So mostly the college teachers, especially the government college teachers, are aware of these intellectual property. Right? As Madam told, let this be the introductory speech, and I like to ask our chief guest to tell about what are the fields intellectual property rights can be applied and how to get it, the business, and then we will have another webinar, and we will ask for your continuous assistance for our club. IQAC as a librarian for the success of this seminar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to take this opportunity to extend my sincere gratitude to our college principal and senior professors and Dr. Ramesh and Dr. R.S. sir for having allowed me to conduct this webinar on IPR and innovation. Thank you so much, sir. And it's time for me to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Sarasija Padmanabhan. Dr. Sara, she is a proficient patent felicitating expert. She has about more than 25 years of experience, and Dr. Sarasija is multifaceted with broad technology intelligence in biochemistry, molecular biology, pharmaceutical sciences, chemistry, medical devices, bioengineering, polymer technologies, and material sciences. And she has given complete patent competitive landscape support to various corporate companies in their business and technology improvement and science and technology improvement and fixing their IP law. And she is currently working as a distance learning tutor in the World Intellectual Property Organization Academy. And Dr. Sara has also engaged actively in the Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology for the promotion of their state IPR and innovation. And she has contributed to the guide for inventors and entrepreneurs across the country. And she has worked in various positions. She has worked as a patent consultant, and she has worked as an advisory member in Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology. She has also worked as a patent engineer in Intelevate and CPA Global. She has also acted as a scientific advisor to Arctic Inventing Scientific Company, and she has also headed as a IPR department and public relations in Avasthajan Limited, where I joined and worked with her, and she gave me insights on IPR. And she started her career as a research associate in Unilever Bangalore. And Dr. Sara's qualifications are, she did her international baccalaureate IB diploma from Kodaikanal International School, and she has secured MS honors in biochemistry from Punjab University, and she has done her PhD in carbohydrate chemistry, particularly in plant lectins, from Russia, Shamkin Institute of Bioorganic Chemistry and Molecular Biology, which is the Academy of Sciences, Russia Sciences. And she has also completed her postdoctoral research from Indian Institute of Science. Her area of interest was in her postdoc is molecular biophysics, particularly in crystallography and molecular biology. Dr. Sara is the well-known expert in the field of intellectual property rights, and whoever is willing to get to know about IPR, may definitely approach Dr. Sarasija Padmanabhan, and I'm happy that Dr. Sara has accepted our invitation for this national webinar, because we wanted to have a webinar or a seminar on IPR for a longer period, but we couldn't do it, because due to pandemic situation and other things. And as we are, our college is more than 165 years old, and which is called as Cambridge of South India, which has a great legacy actually, where the great Srinivasa Sastri, silver tongue orator Srinivasa Sastri, who has worked in our college, and Tamil Tata Uvi Saminadayar, who has worked in our college, and the mathematician, the great legend Ramanujan, who studied in our college. So we have a great legacy, and we wanted our students to pursue their careers in various upcoming field. And IPR, it is not upcoming. It is well established, and those who are very much interested, they can pursue their career in IPR, as a patent agent, patent attorney, and there are number of positions in IPR. Dr. Sara will definitely bring out all these informations to our faculty members and students. Thank you, Sara. And for this webinar, almost more than 100 participants have actually registered, and our webinar is live streaming in YouTube as well. That is what we could see, only 40 in the list of participants. There are more than 50 higher education institutes in India and across the world who have registered for this webinar as well, especially from people from Nigeria and Tanzania have also registered to take part in the webinar. Thank you so much, Sara. The stage viewers, please go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Participants, one request. Participant from Bansakas College, Librarian, please kindly, I request you to mute your audio. Your audio is on. Please kindly mute your mic. A participant from Bansakas College, please kindly mute your mic. Sara ma'am, you can just present your screen and go ahead. Yes, ma'am, it is visible, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, no problem. Yeah, it is okay. It is okay. Absolutely okay. Sir, at the same time, can you make it full screen mode? Is it possible? Yeah. Yeah, it is fine. It is absolutely fine. Thank you. Sarah, I think one is Mr. Steve Jobs. The other guy, I do not know. Probably, I don't know whether you asked the same or.
Other man or physics Nobel Prize.
Ramesh sir, very good sir.
it to the public. So that's what Thomas Alva Edison did. There was a problem to be solved. Many people contributed to solving that problem, but he reached it to the public. So that's what Thomas Alva Edison did. There was a problem to be solved. Many people contributed to
சவுண்டே வர மாட்டேங்குது. சவுண்டு கேட்குதுங்களா? இல்லை எடுத்து விட்றதுனால சத்தம் வேறு ஜாஸ்தியாக இருக்குது. தேங்க்யூ. சவுண்டு இருக்க மாட்டேங்குது. எடுத்தா சவுண்டு ஒழுங்காக கேட்க மாட்டேங்குது. The sound
be measured on. Okay? And when you satisfy
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we can see it. Okay, sir. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
invented by one person. Invention is invented by one person, but the same invention is bring out to the public is innovation. Am I right?
Of course, we have, ma'am. As you told, we have some clusters in Bangalore and some other parts of the country.
தம்பி ஸ்பீக்கர் எதுவும் இருக்காடா? ஸ்பீக்கர் ப்ளூடூத்தா கனெக்ட் பண்ணலாமா அதில்? இதானே எதிரா தம்பி?
That you get a rank on that if an employee comes up with an invention, what are the benefits that can be accrued to him? What is the percentage of royalty that he will get? What this has to be written down in the IT policy of the college, and when an employee enters
Wastage of coconut, ma'am.
வேறு ஸ்பீக்கரில் இல்லை கனெக்ட் பண்ணி இது பண்ணுற மாதிரி.
Layers of thermocol, right? And your invention, which is very fragile, stays safe inside. Okay. Now what I'm showing you is the innovation radar. Okay. And this is taken from Stoney and Sloan. Any answers? Who is this gentleman?
No idea, Sarah.
Okay, this is a person called Sabyasachi. Have you heard of the name Sabyasachi? Anyone in the audience?
Entrepreneurship, ma'am?
Yes, he's an entrepreneur, definitely. And he is connected with it. Okay, he makes designs for costumes, for women, for patents. He had lots of design patents. Now, what did he do? He used this brand by Christian Louboutin. Okay, so what did Sabyasachi do? He took Indian designs, combined them with the red sole, and he made these kinds of shoe enter the European market. So he leveraged his brand, okay, he leveraged his idea, he used collaboration and networking, and he entered Europe. Do we know who is L'Oreal? People in the audience, do we know who is L'Oreal? What is L'Oreal? Any answers?
L'Oreal is a brand, which gives.
It is a cosmetic item, madam.
Yes.
Cosmetic brand.
Absolutely correct. It's a cosmetic brand and it is a European cosmetic brand, right? But similarly, what has happened is here also Sabyasachi has leveraged that his thing, and you have L'Oreal plus Sabyasachi, you see, so that he is entering the European market. Okay. Next, you see here, what do you see? You see the Sabyasachi, the Indian design, and this is Thomas Good from the United Kingdom. So this is another one, HM and Sabyasachi. He is in the news because he used something called Sangreni prints. They are block prints. Does anybody in the audience know what geographical indications are?
You mean few places, a particular commodity, maybe a kind of flower, or maybe a particular something like a lock or a dress material, sweets maybe, or a fruit may be very popular. Those kind of breeds will be available only in that particular area, ma'am. So those are called geographical indications.
Brilliant, really brilliant. I didn't know people would know geographical indications. Very nice. I am very pleased that you gave me this answer. Yes, that is exactly what geographical indications are. Now, geographical indications also cover handicrafts, right? Our indigenous people in different places have different, like Pashmina shawl, or you have Kanjivaram saris, or you have Mysore silk, right? These are also protected under geographical indications. Similarly, Sangreni, this prints are also protected. Now, what Sabyasachi did was he had a collaboration with HM to take this print into the world, but what happened? Geographical indications protect the artisan, right? It belongs, this intellectual property belongs to the group of artisans, right? And the questions were asked in an open letter saying, has the artisan community that have the property rights to these designs been credited or compensated? Because you cannot just pick up anything which belongs to somebody and sell it somewhere else. Geographical indication is an intellectual property right. What is an intellectual property right? It is a legal right. It offers you protection so that you can make money on that what you know, right? And you are in a contract or a deal with the government in which the government gives you protection for disclosing that knowledge. If you disclose that knowledge to the government and you get protection in the way of GI or a patent or whatever, then the government will protect you for that, right? And nobody can just take it. So he got into trouble for picking that up and using it just like that. And then there was a settlement later on. What I mean to say is intellectual property rights, for example, patents, is a contract. It's a deal between the inventor or the applicant and the government. And what is the deal? The deal is that you will tell the government everything about your invention and the government will give you protection. In the case of a patent, it is 20 years. 20 years from the date of filing. Okay, you can write patent pending also, and you get a monopoly for using that in the place where you have asked for protection. You can commercialize it. You can get the money for it. Okay. But in places where you have not filed for a patent or where you are not protected by any of the IPs, then you cannot get any protection. All right. So, okay, can you tell me who is this gentleman? Anybody knows who is this?
No, Sarah. I have no idea.
Okay, so this is a gentleman named Mustafa, and he came up with something called ID batter, idli dosa batter. Okay, it all centered around one patent. And what was that patent about? It was about packaging about the vada batter, in which he has a nozzle and the batter is stored inside the container, and when you squeeze it, you are able to put in the dough into the oil with a hole in the center. The biggest difficulty in making a vada is to get it right so that the hole is right in the center. But he has put a patent. It's a very, very small thing, but he got the patent. He had a lot of advertisement and a lot of, it was popularized. People got to know about ID because of this. And then what next? This patent was in the center, and then he went into making other products as well. The idli dosa batter, filter coffee was being sold. All these things were happening. How? He discovered an unmet customer need in the identified underserved customer segments. Who are these customer segments? Morning, everybody has to go to work, right? And there is very little time to make breakfast. Now, if ID comes in, you can make vada in like 10 minutes, your filter coffee is ready, your idli dosa batter, everything is happening. And it is a continuous process. You keep finding out what is it that the people need, where is the problem, and you solve the problem. When you solve the problem, you apply for a patent. When you apply for a patent, and if it is a device, you have a manual for it, which is protected by a copyright. If you come this far, then you have a brand like ID. People identify with that, and they know where to go for which product. You see? So now he did this. He's had a startup based on 100% natural products, unmet demand of ready-to-cook food with fresh ingredients, no preservatives. He developed distribution channels, used geomapping, targeted breakfast category, all based on a patented packaging technology. I am giving very simple examples. This is not any complicated science or anything. That what everybody observes in the shops every day. Okay. So these things, just so that you understand the entire concept of intellectual property. It is not something, it's a dry subject, I agree, but if you understand it, you can see how it is applicable to us every day. All right, Uber. In big cities, we have these kind of taxis. Do we know what Uber is? When you go...
A transport service where you can book for a service from a particular place to a place, fixing the time, so they will send the vehicle and we will get the service, ma'am.
Absolutely correct. But you know, it was not just your answer is 100% right, but this was not just one patent or just one application. It identified and acquired third-party patents and patent portfolios to make this entire platform. It redesigned core operating processes, improved efficiency and effectiveness, took patents from Google, from Intel, from Belsat, from Palo Alto Research, from Pelmorex Canada, you know, AT&T intellectual property. All these patents were licensed in to make this Uber platform and this solution to a problem. What was the problem? The problem was transport. Not everybody can own a car. You need to get to a place. How do you do it? You have an app and you press a button and a car arrives where you are so that you can go where you need to go. So you identify a problem, you come to a solution, right? And you protect that solution. Now, this solution is protected by many patents, right? Many patents. The advertisement is the next layer, and this Uber is the trademark by which the common person knows it by. All right. Now, let us look at IT strategy. We won't do this. We look at the business model canvas. So basically what you have to do is you have to identify, you have to know, first of all, you have to have a problem which you're solving. When you're solving that, you have to identify the key partners, you have to know what the key activities are, you have to have the key resources, channels of distribution, understand customer relationships, value proposition, customer segments, what is the cost structure, what are the revenue streams. You're not going to do this for charity, you want something in return, right? So all these things have to be kept in mind. Alright, now let us look at one example. I told you before that a patent stays in the public domain for, it stays as a monopoly or is an exclusive right of the patentee for a period of 20 years. Now let us, that is not all. It stays as a paper clip. It was patented and there was a monopoly on it. But now the paper clip and the safety pin are both the technologies. Those things are in the public domain. Anybody can make, use or sell it because it is known how it works, right? Okay, so that is about the time period and it starts from the date of filing. Similarly, if somebody files for a patent and does not go through the entire prosecution process, abandons it midway, then also it comes into the public domain, meaning that the patent, the material that has been supplied to the for use to anybody who sees it. You cannot patent the same technology over again, but you can make, use or sell anything that is in an abandoned patent application. Okay. Similarly, we've spoken about expired patents, we've spoken about abandoned patents. So things which come into the public domain are available to you to make, use or sell. The exclusivity of the patent is for 20 years from the date of filing if the patent is active or the application is active. Okay. Now here is a patent application. This is a patent application. There is a number to it. In another, perhaps in in the future, I will be able to show you what a patent looks like, how you file it or anything. This is basically to tell you how patents are useful or how the information that is available in a patent is useful. Patent filing and patent prosecution is a totally different subject for another lecture. Here I am just telling you how, this is a patent which has been filed in the United States. Now somebody is sitting in Kenya and they see this patent application. All patent applications are published after 18 months. They are visible to anybody who opens this patent databases. Patent databases are available to you free of charge. So you should make the maximum use of these patent databases and see what is the cutting edge technology available in that particular domain. Now, Bradbury Face has applied for a patent here for a shoe. What does this do? It charges, a phone charger. You can place it here, and by the walking motion, the energy charges that phone charger here. Okay. He sees this and he sees that it is not filed in Kenya. Patents are territorial in nature. What does that mean? It means if you have applied for a patent in India, you will get protection only from the government of India. You will not get protection in Kenya. Alright? But a person who is in Kenya has seen the patent database and has access to this knowledge can make use or sell it. So Mr. Mutua was able to make this and have a business over there. Alright? So this is very valuable information which is available in patent databases, and it is very important for us in the developing world. So you have an enforceable patent right. You filed in India, it is valid in India, it is active in India. Okay? But if it is an expired patent, an abandoned patent, an opposed patent or a cancelled patent, then it already comes into the public domain, and anybody who sees that information in a patent database is free to make use or sell it. Alright, so this we have already spoken about. Now let us see what else. So now this is COVID-19 times, right? So you look at the patent base. There is something called Google Patents as well. Google has another interface which is called Google Patents. You can search for patents over there. Now there you see a patent application with a patent application number. Alright? So you see this and you look at this in the context of the business model. And you look at its legal status and you see it has been filed in various countries. These are the country codes. What are the country codes? That is Great Britain, Europe, US, Korea, China. WO stands for world over. It is an international application, although there is no such thing as an international patent. You have to file in the individual countries because the national law laws of those countries. So you see that there is a WO patent. So what does that mean? Can you use this technology in India? So what you do, you look in the Indian patent database. The Indian Patent Office also puts its data in a database. So you look at it and you find that patent. That I will teach you in another lecture or at another time. Here we have to locate this patent and you see, oh, they have entered India. So they have sought for patent in India. If they have sought for patent in India, it is protected in India. If it is protected in India, can you make use or sell that technology in India? This is a question to the audience, please.
Yes, we can do after getting due permission from the patent office, ma'am.
You cannot do that because they have sought for protection. They have filed for patent protection here. Unless you license it from them, unless you license it from the assignees, you cannot make use or sell that technology in India. It's very simple. They have sought for monopoly and their patent is pending here. However, when that patent was pending here, you want to see whether that patent is active here. So you go into the patent database and you see what is the communication the assignee, and you see the last communication was in 2016, and that is the examiner's report. So you open that PDF file and see what is that examiner's report, and what do you see? You see that he has objected and he has said that there is something called prior art. Now to file a patent, you have to second is inventive step, and third is utility. If you do not satisfy all the three steps, the examiner will not grant you a patent. In this case, the examiner has cited a Japanese patent application with the same invention and has said that you are requested to comply with the objection by filing your reply by way of explanation and amendment report, failing which your application will be treated as if you have been abandoned. In the Indian territory, if they have not pursued and if the application has gone abandoned, then can you make use or sell this technology in India? This is the question to the audience, please. Any answers?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you make use or sell if this patent application has gone abandoned in the territory of India?
Yes, ma'am, you told that once the patent is abandoned, it will be available in the open public.
Yes,
and anybody can use it.
correct. Absolutely correct. So then you can pick up this technology and fill your business canvas, right? You can find the key partners, key activities, key resources, cost structure, relationship channels, segments, and start making the revenue. So this was the story I wanted to tell you today. I hope it was useful for you. If you have any questions, please go ahead and
Thank you, Dr. Sarasija Madam. It was a wonderful presentation. Now the session is open for discussion. Lakshmi has raised her hand. If you can unmute your mic and ask questions. Lakshmi.
yes, please.
Okay, I think she has left the meeting and
Sir, in between, shall I ask my question, sir?
please,
Your permission?
please, Dr.
Yes,
Ramasamy,
please.
sir, please
Yes,
go
please
ahead.
go ahead.
Ma'am, actually, ma'am, for example, I filed a patent in India,
Yes,
and you told that it is having its area of operation only in India.
correct.
So what I do is that same patent I will send to my friend who is in Canada or Australia. So with the same patent, he is also filing there in Australia under his name, and he is getting patent for the same in that particular country. Will such thing happen, ma'am?
Okay, so here is the thing. The criterion, there are three things I told you: novelty, inventive step, and utility. The patent examiners have access to all patent databases. Novelty is an absolute standard in most countries. So when a patent examiner in Australia looks at that patent application, he will have access to your submission in India, okay? And that person's novelty will be killed. The novelty will not be present in that application because he is copying your patent. So he is not going to get a patent for this. However, if you want a patent in Australia for this same application that you have made in India, you have to do it before the expiration of 12 months. There is a way of prosecuting and designating various countries, which we can do in subsequent lectures.
Thank you, ma'am. It was really a mesmerizing session, ma'am. It was an eye-opener for many of us. Thank you for affording such a quantum of knowledge, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Dear participants and colleagues, if you have any other queries, you can ask. Hear me?
Yes, please. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Just wanted to know the scenario in higher education institutions, how academic institutes play a role in intellectual property rights. If you have come across any institutes,
There are many.
yes, please.
Okay, here it is. So usually, this is how I see intellectual property. I'll tell you my perspective on this. So this is an expensive business, especially patenting. You have to have the funds, and you have to see. It's not only about filing a patent. It is about going through the entire patent prosecution process. Every communication with the examiner means another form and another fee. Okay, till your patent is granted. After the patent grant, also there is an annual maintenance fee. You have to pay the patent office a fee to maintain that patent. Now, because of the way things are, the global scenario of commerce and all that, India has also stepped into this. We know this. There are many subsidies. Okay? There are subsidies which the government gives for academic institutions. Almost this year, almost 80% fees, patenting fees have been slashed for universities and educational institutions. All right. Women entrepreneurs, women inventors, if they are there in the scenario, then further slashing is happening. So it is encouraged, and there is a lot of incentive so that you go ahead with the patenting process, so that you fall into this stream of innovation. Okay. The second thing is, for academics, if you want to see cutting edge technology, you should look at patent databases. Why? Because there is a requirement of novelty. If you have published your work as an article, okay, versus filed a patent. Now, if you have published the article, that already becomes public domain. It becomes prior art. The novelty of your invention will be killed. So, most of the things that are in patent databases are cutting edge technology which have not yet been published. Okay, so those things have not come into the literature of scientific articles and literature. Those will be only in patent databases. So if you want to look at something new, you should look at patent databases. If you're making a project, a scientific project, and you want to know, you would definitely do a review of literature. But you should also do a review of patent literature so that you know exactly where you are. Now, when it comes to commercializing the patents which have happened in academic institutes and all, there are lots of hand-holding. There is a lot of hand-holding between people who commercialize, and they bridge the academic inventions and the commercialization. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, Sarah. Thank you. Participants, is there any other questions regarding copyright, regarding trademark, maybe?
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening.
Ma'am, actually, as a librarian, we are interested to know something about the free resources, the free patenting databases which are available in the world, so that we will try to make is available for us, ma'am.
That would be the topic for another lecture. There are lots of things.
Then we would invite you, ma'am, again.
Most welcome.
Yes, Sarah. In a nutshell, I would like to just add, because the Indian Patent Office has an open access database for whatever patents have been filed in India, and the European Patent Office has a open source database, and US Patent Office has, Canada Even WIPO also, when you look at into the website of WIPO, you will come to know.
All patent offices, it has to be publicly available.
Yeah,
But
because-
how to use it is it's the subject matter for another lecture. All patent offices keep their patent databases, mostly they are available to the public. But how to go about using them, there is a way about doing it, and that's, it cannot be covered today. That's what I mean to say.
Yes, sir, I agree, because just wanted to add that,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, because my PhD title, initially it was scientometric analysis of patent literature in biotechnology. As Sarah rightly said, analyzing the patent literature worldwide,
Right.
and analyzing various databases was a hectic job. Retrieving precise information in patent literature was not easy for me. So that is what I switched the title into systems biology. So as Sarah said, maybe probably we can have another session, another workshop, which is talking about the open access resources in related to patents.
Sure. Just give me a week's notice, I will be ready.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks. Dear friends, do you have any other question, or else we can just wind it up?
Sir, librarian, sir.
Yes.
This is Arun Nayagam.
Yeah, please, sir. Go ahead.
Hello, is it audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
I don't want to raise any question, but I want to share my appreciation to the madam as well as the one who has arranged this webinar for our college students and the faculty members about the intellectual property rights. Really, I thank our madam on behalf of all the faculties, because the session is eye-opening and enlightening session about intellectual property rights. So I thank our librarian, our college principal, and the senior faculties who have given a great platform to have a webinar. I thank everyone. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, kindly share your mail ID with the organizers, ma'am, so that we will get it from them, and in case we have got some queries with regard to IPR, we will love to contact you, ma'am.
Already provided.
Thank you, ma'am. So kind of you.
Yeah, with the permission of Dr. Sarah, I'll just share her email ID. Requesting the participants to kindly fill up the feedback form. We would like to really know your feedback on our webinar. Please kindly do fill up the form, and if anybody have any other questions, or else we can wind up the session. Any participants? Anything related to IPR jobs? Yeah, Sarah, please. I asked what are the jobs available in IPR? Our students, the biochemistry, chemistry, physics, mathematics, botany,
so
zoologist,
it's like this. Most of the R&D, like pharma, yeah, I'll tell them. So most of the pharma companies have that is one place. Then you have the patent agents exam. If you take that, then you can become a patent agent and start filing and prosecuting patents. Then there's the patent examiner exam. You can take that. And also, for any Honeywell, for example, in Bangalore, there are so many multinational companies. All of them have their in-house IP cells, and now universities have IP cells. These are the places where people who are interested in intellectual property rights get absorbed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Was
sir.
that satisfactory answer? No problem.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Because I kept on telling our students that there are number of jobs in IPR and public relations and advertisement and design. There are those who think out of box. They will definitely shine in these fields. So this workshop, I mean this seminar would have been an eye opener for everyone. All our faculty members would definitely bring this message to our students. They will definitely look for different job openings in IPR market. Because I just wanted to add, recently our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman also said in a press release, in thousands of patents have been recently, in the last finance year or something, have been granted to various corporate companies in India. Because there is a lot of opening in the patent, and one who wanted to pursue career in IPR, definitely the opportunity is wide open. They can make use of it actually. RS sir? RS sir? Are you there? Sir? Sir, I think there are no more questions. Probably we can wind up the session with vote of thanks. RS sir?
Okay, sir.
Wind up Lama. Shall I proceed with the vote of thanks?
Hello, sir.
Shall I proceed with the vote of thanks?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can proceed.
Ramesh sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ramesh sir, any question? Ramesh Samyappa sir? Are you there?
Okay. இருக்கேன்.
ஏதாவது கேள்விகள் அறிவுசார் சொத்துரிமைகள் பற்றிய கேள்வி?
நான் வந்து இந்த மஞ்சளை பத்தி தான் கேட்கலாம்னு நினைச்சேன். மஞ்சள் பேட்டர்ன் வாங்குறாங்கல்ல இப்ப நம்ம
மேடத்தை கேளுங்க. மஞ்சள் பத்தி கேளுங்க, டர்மரிக் பத்தி கேளுங்க. மேடம் நம்ம தமிழ்காரவங்க தான், அவங்க அழகா தமிழ் பேசுவாங்க. ப்ளீஸ்.
That has been revoked.
அப்படியா?
பேச மாட்டேன்.
வயசுல தான் நான் கேட்காம இருந்தேன்.
Ma'am, that patent was
been revoked.
Yeah.
Turmeric, basmati, all that has been revoked because that was revoked because it is indigenous knowledge. It was already belonging. It is there in the prior art. It was being used in India. So although those patents were filed and prosecuted in the United States of America, then the opposition that was filed from India for that, and then they were all revoked. Not happening.
மேடம் இது வந்து ஒரு ரெண்டு இது மட்டும் தான் நம்மளுக்கு தெரியுது மேடம். அது தெரிஞ்சதுனால நான் வந்து இந்த பேட்டன் ரைட்டை போய் நம்ம பேசுறோம். ஆனா எண்ணற்ற பேட்டர்ன்ஸ் வந்து இங்க இருந்து எடுத்துட்டு போறாங்க. எடுத்துட்டு போய் அவங்க அந்த அறிவுசார் சொத்துரிமையா இருந்தாலும் சரி, புதுசா என்னடா இருந்தாலும் சரி, அவங்க கண்டுபிடிச்சதாகவே பேட்டர்ன் பண்றாங்க. அதை தடுக்க முடியாதா?
Patent oppose ஆயாச்சு, that has been revoked before the patent இல்லை. It's no longer patent. Then it is opposed when you say that it is already present. It has to be new. Novelty, something which is a plant or an animal, it is not patentable subject matter. First of all. Second of all, if it has already been used, that compound has already been used, that particular method has already been in use, the novelty is not there. That is the reason it is already neem, basmati, turmeric, all this is not patented. It's all out. Not patented anymore.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ramesh, sir. Because because our Indians, particularly Tamil cultured people, must be very aware that what is happening in and around us. Technology-wise, or in IPR, in various categories. What is happening in the world? We must keep our eye open and our air open. Then only we will be able to protect our culture. So that is why when we woke up, all our rights on turmeric, neem, and basmatis have been revoked by the government of India, and we tried our best. Okay, thank you so much. It's time to deliver my vote of thanks. It is not easy to just simply say thanks to Dr. Sarasija Padmanabhan. She has been, the eye opener for the entire faculty and student fraternity of this particular national webinar. I believe that some message is being carried out to the classrooms, to our family members from this webinar. That is what I wholeheartedly believe. Thank you, Dr. Sarasija Padmanabhan, for having accepted our invitation to deliver your talk in intellectual property rights and innovation. I remember the days I spent in Avasthajan Limited in Bangalore when I joined as an employee under your headship. It was I had a privilege to learn various things and documentation and IPR, patent, copyright, and public relations, advertisement, designs. Thank you so much for the opportunities you already provided me, and even thanks for the opportunity and provided to us at this moment. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our principal, Dr. K.Duraiarasan, who is the well-wisher of our institute, and the faculty members and the students. Whatever is good for the institute, whatever is good for great expert in IPR, I wanted to bring her and talk on webinar. He agreed happily. Thank you so much, Principal Sir, for having agreed to it. And at the same time, I would also like to thank Dr.R.S.Sundararajan, our IQAC coordinator and the head of the Department of Physics, who actually that is what Dr. R.S. has also agreed to convene this meeting. I would like to thank Dr. R.S.Sundararajan, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I would also like to thank Dr. M. Meenakshi Sundaram, head of the Department of Chemistry, our senior most professor. He also, agreed to, give over the felicitation address. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, because all our senior professors have, built a proper and systematic team in the college. That is why all things are happening in a right path. Thank you, sir. Thank you, MM, sir. And I would also like to thank Head of the Department Mathematics, Dr. K. Gunasekaran, and Dr. G. Ramesh, Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics. Both have built the department and the institute in a smoother manner, because students are able to get to know the advanced technologies in the institute. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for having accepted our invitation and joined in the webinar. Thank you so much. I would also like to thank my PhD research guide, Dr. P. Badma, Associate Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, Madurai Kamaraj University, who actually took part in the session, and I forgot to actually invite her because due to tight schedule, because we all decided this webinar in the last minute only. Within a week time we scheduled it and conducted it. That is why I couldn't invite her. Anyhow, thank you so much, ma'am, for having come all the way. And I would like to thank my friend Dr. K. Ramasamy, librarian, NV Muthaya Government Arts College for Women, Dindigul, who is a great academician in the field of library and information science. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for participating, and have raised great questions actually. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I would like to also thank my colleagues, Dr. Bhaskar Sanjeev sir, Dr. Ramesh Samiyappa, Dr. S. Saravanan, head of the department, English department, who also is very helpful in each and every activities, whatever the library is conducting. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Saravanan sir. And head of the department, Zoology, Dr. K. Saravanan sir. Thank you so much, sir. And Dr. Arunayagam, Department of English, who took part in the seminar. Thank you so much, Arunayagam sir. And C.N. Annadurai. And if I have missed out any names, I am extremely sorry for that. And thank you so much. We had a great time, and we had a great privilege talking with Dr. Sarasija Padmanabhan. Thank you once again to each and everybody. Thank you so much. Bhaskar sir, you have raised hand. Any question? Bhaskar Sanjeev sir, do you have any question? It shouldn't be asked at the end of the moment, but still.
No, sir. No.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Sarah ma'am, shall we wind it up?
Thank you so much.
It's been, I have a great pleasure.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sirs.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Participants, please kindly fill up the feedback form, and
Thank you.
those who left, I'll send the feedback form in the email as well. Kindly fill it up to receive your electronic certificate.